Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. To ask the Scottish Government what the total cost has been of overseas trips undertaken by the Cabinet Secretary for Constitution, External Affairs and Culture on behalf of the Scottish Government has been since his appointment in 2021.
Cabinet Secretary.
I thank Edward Mountain for his questions. Details of all ministerial engagements are proactively published by the Scottish Government as per section 917 in the Ministerial Code. Final cost details from the recent attendance at Tartan Week in the United States are still in the process of being finalised, and I will write to the member with those details as soon as they are available. Tartan Week was a tremendous opportunity to promote Scotland as an excellent place to live, to work, to study, to visit, invest and do business, and I am particularly grateful to the Tartan Week organisers in the United States, the Scottish Government Office in the United States, Scottish Development International, Visit Scotland and all participants for ensuring it was such a success.
Edward Mountain.
Presiding Officer, I'm not sure that's even an attempted answer to my questions. I'm not sure why the Cabinet Secretary is being so evasive. These trips are funded by the taxpayer and they deserve to hear the answer right here in their own Parliament, exactly what those costs have been. As you all know, the Scottish Government has come in for a lot of criticism for meddling in issues that are reserved to the UK Government. So I would like to know, and give him one more opportunity to answer the question, Presiding Officer, and tell us how much has actually been spent on all his trips since 2021. A figure would be useful.
Cabinet Secretary.
Can I say it's disappointing that Edward Mountain just read out the supplementary that he prepared before arriving and listening to the answer that I gave him. I did answer the question. I said to Mr Mountain, if he will give me the opportunity to answer the question yet again, he knows that all international trips are regularly published by the Scottish Government, and as I have made clear, he can huff and puff as much as he likes, Presiding Officer. It's simply a statement of fact, having only returned in recent weeks from Tartan Week, that the latest travel information has not been finally compiled. As soon as it is, it will be published. I've said it will forward. It's an entirely reasonable answer to an entirely reasonable question. I'm sure he wouldn't wish me to pluck numbers from the sky and answer them without having the facts which have not yet been completed.
Point of order, Edward Mountain.
Presiding Officer, we come to this chamber as members to get answers to questions which we've submitted over a week in advance. How are members expected to come to this chamber and not get answers and to be treated with respect? We're not being treated with respect if we're not given answers, Presiding Officer. I'd be grateful if you could give a ruling on whether a member has a chance to get an answer and whether the Cabinet Secretary should answer the question that's been put to him.
Mr Mountain, you will know that the content of both questions and answers are not the responsibility of the Chair. I'm calling question number